At first, it was a challenge
because
I don't know how to write a story. I don't know where to start, how to start. I decided that I should be taking pictures because it was really tough.
The Untold Stories on DEFCON 25, a documentary project featuring the journey of journalists in South Sudan and across Africa. Journalists have served our communities and elevated our cultures. Behind the mics and behind the cameras, they have educated us, entertained us, informed us. Their work has influenced our policies and promoted our culture, but their stories have never been known to so many.
I was active doing this work of journalism for the past 12 years.
Wow.
And started officially in 2011. And of course, before that, I was in Khartoum. I was studying in Khartoum. I was doing my first diploma in political science.
Wow.
And at first, journalism was not in my line.
Okay.
But I got inspired in between.
Yeah.
And this credit also goes to a person called Annet Yobu. Used to be managing a former reporter and a managing editor of the first English newspaper called Dumo newspaper.
Yeah.
And Dumo newspaper is one of the first English weekly newspaper that used to be published in Sudan and South Sudan. So they print it in Khartoum and then distributed it in North Sudan
and South Sudan.
So by then, whenever she goes to Khartoum, she sits like this. We get interacted.
Yeah.
I always see her, very busy on the computer. I used to ask her, "What are you doing? The computer typing things."
Yeah.
Because I know that sitting in the computer, sometimes maybe you're doing research or you might be having an assignment, another level being in the university. So I managed to learn now. I managed to be, get inspired by her work, the way she's still narrating, narrating. To cut the story short, I was inspired with that. And then the first step that I took is I went to Khartoum Monitor. I went to Khartoum Monitor in Khartoum, and then I was seeking to do an internship.
Okay.
So we started with an internship of 1 week, but unfortunately I could not be able to finish it because I was also attending classes.
Yeah.
So, but most of the time I used to go to Khartoum Monitor, where I used to find those of Anne Namariano and the rest of those of late Alfred Taban. There. So I go there, I see how the work that they do.
Yeah.
And whenever I go home also, I found Annet Yobu also doing this
on a computer,
coming with the copy and the computer, of course, coming with the copy of the newspaper. So now in 2010, when we decided to move back to Juba because people were going for a referendum in 2011, so all South Sudanese moved back to Juba for the referendum registration process. So we moved back in December 2010. And then immediately when I came to Juba, I went to Juba Post Office.
Oh.
That's when now I requested for a chance for training, and then I was accepted. And then officially on the 15th of January 2011, that's when I started my official work
as a journalist.
With Juba Post. And that's where the journey started. My background is in political science, though when I started there, I also got co-opted in one of the trainings that used to happen at Bakita Radio. This training that India is doing used to happen at Radio Bakita in 2011. So they provide a package of 6 months. So you'll be trained for the period of 6 months in journalism and is news writing, and then they will be awarding you with certificate.
Okay.
So that's where I also learned how to write the stories, how to take pictures, how to get the angle of the story.
Yeah.
And when I joined Dumo Post, immediately during the referendum we were assigned. So my senior colleagues who were there before me, they were assigned to be at the top, from the forefront, covering the dignitaries, taking some kind of voice talk from there. So I was assigned to be with the common people behind, so that I interact with the common people and get their voices also.
Yes. Yeah.
So from there, was with my recorder. By then we were using the cassette recorder because these electronic recorders by then was not commonly.
Yes.
And in the office there we have them, but it is given to those seniors. So we're using the tape, the recording tape.
The tape recorder.
The tape recorder whereby you record until the end. If it is finished, you remove it, you put it, and then you
enter another
one. So that's where we decided to, because it was very difficult by then for somebody to talk and then you start jotting down the points.
Yeah.
Because I'm still in the field and all these things.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we have some of the archives where we are conducting interviews around the mausoleum, and it was memorable for me today because I happened to witness being one of the youngest journalists, happened to be covering independence.
Yeah.
So there are so many ways that I see that being in the journalism is a very good profession and a career, but it's not an easy career also at the same time. At first it was a challenge because I don't know how to write a story, I don't know where to start, I decided that I should be taking pictures because it was really tough. And whenever I go to some of these seniors and I tell them that I want to quit, I want to focus on taking photos, and then they will tell me, no, you have to learn. You have to learn. And then by then, our editors, we have one of the toughest editors. We have the editor is a Kenyan.
Wow.
The chief editor is from Norway. He's a white man.
Yes,
and looking at our level, sending stories to this kind of professionals, it was not an easy. So for my story to be published, somebody has to go through my story. They have to go through my story, they have to tell me how to go about it. And it was a challenge to make me every day to go. Whenever I go back home, I read. I started reading how to read articles, how to write good stories. Whenever I come to the office like this, sit on my computer, I will just go to the internet and start reading things on the internet. And I decided to challenge myself also that this is the way to go. From Dumo Post, when we started, because by then Dumo Post was funded by the Dutch government, and then we have the editors who are in Dumo Post. Actually, some of the funders from Dumo Post, they are the same who established Free Voice. If you heard of the Free Voice, it's one of the Dutch funded press media institution whereby the Free Voice used to have so many programs. And now from there, the editors now in Dumo Post in 2012, unfortunately because of the funding, they collapsed, they cannot sustain. So, and I decided I was asked the question by the same editors, because the same editors we have, these are the same editors that are also for Free Press Limited. So the editors in Free Press Limited decided to co-opt some of us to continue contributing for them, because they used to take stories from the Free Press and posted it on Dumo Post, so that Dumo Post can be, and the same thing with Dumo Post. So I first foreign entity that I moved in is the Free Press.
Okay.
So I contributed with them for some time up to 2017. 2017.
Yeah.
And then I drove. But before that, in 2013, immediately, that's when I started contributing with Reuters.
Okay.
So Reuters used to have a stringer here called Carl Oder.
Okay.
So Carl used to be the Kenyan national. He used to cover for Reuters in South Sudan. And by then, during our time, most of these foreign media houses are run by foreigners. And very few South Sudanese were really with the foreign media house. So I happened to be the first South Sudanese who actually replaced a foreigner.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that was good.
Yeah, so when Carl decided to, so whenever he goes out to the field, he gives me the slot to handle Juba. So when there is any breaking news, any story from Juba, he will inform the editors in London or Nairobi that this is the person that will be covering Juba while he's on this mission to the States. Until the time that he decided to leave South Sudan, and then he officially handed over to me the docket. So I took over. I remember in 2014 immediately, but in 2013 I was just a contributor. I was working with him. I pitch his stories, I write his stories, but he was official person. So that's how I kept myself working with Reuters. Yeah, so I was a correspondent for South Sudan, covering South Sudan and part of Sudan also, because we used to go to Sudan. Sometimes for assignments we covered stories about Sudan. And also I work with other so many media houses, international media houses. And I also used to give opinion to some of these international media houses, including Al Jazeera, including TRT, including this, some of the South Africa media houses who used to give their contribution, and many others. Articles that I also wrote with Middle East Eye. It's one of the websites in Middle East. One of the also is one of the top news agents in Middle East. I used to contribute with them, and many others. When you Google, you'll find a lot of stories that we wrote. So you know, being with Reuters actually opened for me an opportunity to be known outside, and that one has really helped me to be known, because the moment they see your name with a story on Reuters, the other media houses automatically
they begin to admire you.
And they will be like, oh, we will commission you with some assignment, and then that's how you get yourself, growing and getting to know most of these media houses.
Denis shared some of the challenges that journalists face in South Sudan, noting that journalism is a tough profession.
Honestly, Moses, journalism is not an easy profession, and sometimes you may feel like you say, like you just wanted to quit, and this could be coupled with some challenges to do with finances, because honestly, media houses don't pay good money. It's not like compared to Kenya, Uganda, and the neighboring countries, as an example. For us here, it was a challenge. The media houses, especially the more local media houses, either the national media houses, the pay system is really worrying, honestly. But looking at my experience, I can say I was lucky to be able to get connected, because one thing that helps me, like I've said, is to have networking. I have a very good relations. That's why I managed to get opportunity for Reuters. I have a very good relations with other media houses, with other journalists, with people outside. That's how I get myself to contribute to some of these international media houses. Is a very tough profession in terms of also looking at the media landscape, the challenges that happen in terms of encountering security agencies.
Denis shared his personal feelings and opinions regarding the future of journalists and the journalism industry in South Sudan.
I have a mixed, feelings, a mixed reaction to this, because I can see that the future of journalism, the journalism in the country, is worrying. What does that mean? First of all, looking at the situation that the journalists are going through, funding, either most of the media houses, first of all, due to the funding issues, have shut down. And also those who are still operating, they are struggling to sustain, first of all, the newspaper, and at the same time, they are struggling to sustain paying the wages of the. And when you look at the current economy, with the wages that the journalists are getting, without the called salaries, cannot cover most of their needs. And this one is one of the factors that is making many journalists to quit the profession and move to the profession that can be able to give them earning at the end of the day. So I see it's a very worrying situation, because we are losing so many journalists out there. They are now moving to other areas, other sectors, and this is not good for a country like South Sudan, because media is one of the pillar of the country. We need media so that they can be able to cover the gaps that are there. And also, the other worrying situation that I've seen is that MDI, which is the Media Institute, we used to also do trainings when the media to journalists, to equip journalists with the knowledge. Also, they are no longer providing this training opportunity, which means there is no any other institution at the moment that is really giving the practical aspect. What I mean by this is the practical part of the journalism, because what Media Institute do, and MDID is doing is different from what you're getting from the university. From the university, you get the theory and a bit of practical aspect, but MDI does for you everything. You get them both theoretical and the practical part of it. Where when you come out from there, you know how to shoot videos, you know how to record audios, you know how to edit audios, you know how to edit videos, you know how to write even a script for your TV and the radio, and you also know how to write stories. And now it's no longer there. You see, and this is not good. So I look at it. The profession is declining. It's really going down, and it needs really the media institutions who are in the country to really do something about it. The other thing that I wanted to say is that when we left the journalism, for example, when I left when people asked me, why are you leaving the profession? And I told them it's the right time for me now to leave. Although it was very difficult for me to leave the profession, because I built network. And this is something that I wanted really to encourage to many of my colleagues out there, that this profession, you take it in a way that you build yourself, you build a network, and then also you grow professionally. So, and one thing that I learned out of it is that I managed to get these two things. And if you use it wisely, you will see the results. So do what you feel that is what will make you to grow, rather than you be there and then forever. That is it. I would really encourage that you build yourself, not only focus on the journalism, but if you're there in the field, go back to university, earn some degrees, earn some bachelor degrees, because this is one thing that I was told by the late Sakasani, the former VOA African presenter who used to present Hard Talk on Africa. He one time gave us a presentation, and he said, if you wanted to go very far and have that kind of opportunity, there is space to do other things. As a journalist, you need to develop your education. Have a bachelor degree, have a master's degree, even have a PhD.
DEFCON 25 is committed to using transformative stories to promote social change and sustainable development. Engage with DEFCON 25. Follow our Facebook page, our Instagram and TikTok page at DEFCON 25. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at DEFCON 25. Remember to leave us a comment on each platform or send an email to developmentcom.25@gmail.com.